Good morning. Morning, everybody. Oh, we've got the A-team in this morning. Ooh. It's a little bit exciting. Welcome to live shopping here at Highlight Crafts. We're a little bit excited this morning because if you're watching yesterday, we gave you a little hint as to what might be happening this morning. We have got a 2-hour show for you. Now, Saturdays are all about education. So not only have we got a great deal, but we've got 2 hours of fantastic education on our amazing and fabulous ScanNCut with the lovely Mel Heaton. Morning. Let me introduce you to the team. We've got Diane, who is our producer director. Morning. We have got Sam on cameras and myself, Stephanie and Mel for you. So we're going to be a little bit busy. We're going to be doing comments between us. So get your questions in. If there is something that you would like to know about your ScanNCut, then please email us in. Before we say some hellos, I just want to tell you how to shop. It couldn't be any easier. Whether you're watching us on Facebook, Instagram, or our own website, and there are lots of you already, good morning to you all, then all you need to do is type into the comments the word shop followed by the code that I give you. And we'll be giving you the codes as we go throughout the show, looking at all the different products. At the end, you'll get a little message that says, check out your baskets, click on the message, and it couldn't be any easier. Please do log into your Highlight account. If you don't have one, create one. Then you get all the benefits of being in the club. And if you're watching on YouTube, then all you need to do is log into one of the methods to shop and actually start shopping, which you are already. Oh my goodness me. But we've got a giveaway for you as well. Our giveaways mean all you do, type in the word win, and somebody will be drawn at the end of the 2 hours to win these two ScanNCut projects. So they're both going to go to the same winner. So we're going to make somebody's day, hopefully, when we send those out. So super exciting. A couple of other things. We've got a code for you. If you shop between now and midnight on Sunday. No code, we do it automatically. Oh, that's right. Oh, so it's going to go into your basket and you order anything that's over £25, you'll get the Handmade with Love stamp because we are celebrating Valentine's, even though it was yesterday. And if you spend over £50, you will get the notebook and planner, but you get both of them. They will go into your basket and into your parcel automatically. Right, that's all the housekeeping. Let's get on with the deal because the deal's exciting. Mel, tell us about this because you started this yesterday.
Yes, we did. So yesterday I brought you the latest of our cutting craftoriums from our archives. So you got spring, you got tea and cakes, you got love, and you got sunshine days, and we'll go through those again for you. And you were paying $49.99 for all four. So you're paying for four what you would have paid originally for one, and it's a download. So it's instant and there's no postage, and you get tons, and we'll go through what you get. If I just show you these boards, this is what is on one of them, which is tea and cakes. So you get all that lot and all that lot, all right? And you get similar to that, obviously different projects on each download 4 times, okay?
But can we talk about the actual download itself? Because it's not just the file, is it? It gives you, you've got content,
you get everything.
You get the project, and it actually then you've got the how-to.
Yes, so you get full step-by-steps. We'll go through this in a bit more detail. Full step-by-steps, but basically these are cutting files. So once you've made the projects, you can use them in all different ways. Card making, scrapbooking, home decor, out of fabric for quilts, all different things that you can use these with. And that's just on one. So yesterday when we did that, I knew that we were launching our first ever Tattered Lace archive download today. So if you bought this yesterday at $49.99, you got a code on your order confirmation, which meant that you get this one today for £20.
That is crazy.
So this normally should be £100 or a penny shy of £100. We've split it in half, so we've halved it. So we've not 50% off, $49.99. But if you bought this yesterday, you can get this today with your code for £20. Now,
hang on a minute. I need you to say that again slowly because that's quite a lot of money to save.
Right.
So
it's £101.93 in total.
And if I shopped yesterday, I
Yes.
can get this for £20.
£20 today.
Right. So how do I know I can have it for £20?
Because you've got a code on your order confirmation. You're just going to type that code in at checkout and it will give you two for £20. I know. But I also know that a lot of you work during the week. So we've got different deals for you this morning. You can buy the Cutting Craftorium by itself for $49.99, and we will go through all the content with you. You can buy the Tattered Lace by itself for $49.99, or you can get both for $69.99.
Right, so the number of people watching has just doubled. I mean, and we're talking three figures. We're not talking about a few people. I've got goosebumps. We're so happy to bring you these Saturday mornings because they are, for those of you that have never watched us before, and let's just say hello to some of you.
Please.
So morning to Mitch.
Morning, Mitch.
And to Daphne. And she just said, Pauline's already ordered it and she can't wait to use it. And, you know, she downloaded the Cutting Craftorium yesterday and made the lamb bag for Easter for her grandchildren.
That's amazing.
That is what this is about. Right, so we've got some more hellos. Yvonne, Jeanette, Lynn, Stephanie. Stephanie was here at the Academy yesterday.
Stephanie.
Morning, Stephanie. Mitch, Alison, Anne. She said, Jacqueline. We've got Soph. If I miss any of you, Karen, Rebecca, Jenny, Sheila, Jack, Miriam, Amanda. Oh my goodness me, Michelle, Jeanette. So in Reno, I'm behind with my emails, guys. I'm so sorry. Maureen, Nina, Linda, lots of you tune in for these Saturday mornings.
Thank you, everybody.
Shell, Anne, Carol, Lisa, Sarah Jane, Marie, Faye. If I've missed any of you, I'm so sorry. Alison, Susan. It is getting busier and busier. So, because we've got so many of you, and you may have missed the first couple of minutes,
yes,
I'm going to just remind you, if you've never ever shopped from us before, please will you tune in and email us, message us. Just put a little message to say I'm a newbie, so we can all say hello to you.
Absolutely.
But let me tell you how to shop, because it's really, really easy. You don't have to leave watching us. That's the best bit about this. So all you do, if you're watching on Facebook, on a website or on Instagram, you type into the comments the word shop followed by the code. And we're going to give you these codes in just a second because there are literally hundreds of you watching now. The other thing that happens is you will get an automatic message telling you what's in your basket. At the end of the show, check out as fast as you can. The faster you check out, these are downloads. You could be working with them straight away and crafting with them. No waiting. And the other part about it is like instant gifts.
Yeah, it is.
The other part that you need to know, which is super, super exciting, is we've got a couple of other deals on the show, which we'll tell you about as well. So check out as fast as you can. And the other part that is really important is that watching on YouTube, then use one of the methods that I've just talked about to type and place your orders. Right, guys, let's just go through this once more time.
Yep.
And then we'll tell you about, because we don't have a lot of our A3 plus cardstock left, which we introduced at the beginning of the week. I've also got another deal to share with you. We will get to the tattered lace dies because they're on crazy prices in a little while, but we're going to get to a demo as fast as we can. Saturday mornings, for anybody who hasn't watched us on Saturday before, are about fun and education. We do that in the week, but this is more so. So you've got 2 hours of Mel teaching us, and I've got tons. I've got
a list like this of questions.
I've got a list of questions, right? So here we go. Right,
so
the deal.
Yesterday we launched the Cutting Craftorium, the latest Cutting Craftorium download archive. Just Be Mine, Tea and Cakes, Sunshine Days and Spring. And all 4 of those you bought for $49.99, which you would have paid for one on a USB. So they work out at £12.50 each, which is crazy value for money, because then you've got those cutting files forever. Then we said to you, if you bought this and you buy the tattered lace one, which we're about to show you right now, you got a code on your order confirmation that you can then type in today and get your tattered lace one for £20. Okay? So if you did that yesterday, all you're going to do is pop shop tattered into your basket, type in the code, and it will knock that price down from $49.99 to $20 because you bought this yesterday. Now, I know that some of you were working yesterday and you don't want to miss out just because you're at work. So we've done the bundle today for you where you can get the cutting Craftorium and the tattered lace shop bundle, $69.99. That's before your club discount. So you're getting a further discount on that. And you're saving £101.93. That's phenomenal. If you want just the cutting Craftorium by itself, it's shop craft, and that's $49.99. But I need to do this bit because I'm excited about this bit.
Yes, let's move these because we'll get to them at some point, but let's just move them because you do need to see this.
Right, so
I'm going to move this tree that we printed on.
Yes, so a little bit of background about how these came to be. So when we first launched the ScanNCut,
I'm going to move out the way so you can talk directly to the customer. So let me just move out the way so you can do this.
I like talking to Stephanie, but I see her all the time. I don't see you every day. Right, so when we first launched the ScanNCut at CHA in Anaheim, and it was a big deal, Stephanie came up to me, and I knew Stephanie and we chatted, but we didn't work together at that time. And she said to me, do you know what, Mel? I'm going to allow your customer to cut out a tattered lace die, scan the die cut in, save it into the machine's memory and resize it and play around with it. And that was huge. There was no other company came to me at that time and said that, but Stephanie understood what the crafter would want to do with it. So then I went for a meeting with the Japanese in Manchester at Brother, and they said to me, let me show you our latest designs, and they typed them in and it came up on this big screen, and I went, oh, okay. Do you know that your machine can cut things like this? And I typed in tattered lace and all these fabulous designs popped up. And that was the beginning of a perfect marriage where tattered lace met ScanNCut, and we started to bring you USBs, because what we found with the dies was there is a line width restriction and a turning point restriction with ScanNCut. So we then took the files that were the dies and made them into SVG files, which meant that you could then resize them and they wouldn't pixelate and all the little pieces had been taken out that were too small, etc., etc. So what we've done now is gone back in that archive, and I selected 4 full USBs for you, but they are now a digital download. So you can do everything that you used to be able to do with those, but you're paying a fraction of the price. Those USBs, when we launched them, were $79.99 each, and you're getting 4 of them. They came way down in price, so they were $49.99. You're still getting 4 that you would normally pay for the price of 1. So let's talk about what we've given you. We'll give you number 10, which is Sentiments and Phrases Pattern List. So you've got all your months of the year, you've got all these fabulous, fabulous sentiments. Now, we've been doing quite a lot with embossing and foiling and vinyl. All of that can apply to these, which is wonderful. Imagine that cut out of vinyl on a really big sheet on the 12 by 24 and put on a wall. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass, it's about learning to dance in the rain. You've got all these beautiful sentiments in here that you can have in the size to fit your project. Some of them I won't go much smaller, but you can absolutely make them bigger. You've got all of these. How fabulous would that be in a box frame with lights behind it? Mr. and Mrs. for the top table. Make time to drink champagne and dance on the tables. I bet that's from our Nancy, that one.
It was,
I bet Nancy came up with that one. You've got your tags in here. You've got your tattered tags in here as well, your torn edges. You've got your little hangers here with lots of love, happy birthday, congratulations. You've got your vertical sentiments in here, but it gets better and better. Look at this lot. So, tags, label shapes, circles within circles, circles within rectangles, squares, label shapes, patterned panels, all of this lot. Now, you look on here and you go from that size to that size. You've got hundreds of sizes of that, at least 250 sizes of each one of these. You've got your flowers already made for you. You've got a different scallop circle to the one that's in the machine. You've got pockets in there. Then you come down to here, you've got your teardrops, which can be balloons if you turn them upside down. You've got different panels, and remember, you know what we do with panels? We do lots of different things. We can put these panels into different shapes. You've got half shapes here, which is super, because then you can weld those and make a different card shape. You've got all your torn edges down here. You've got really beautiful lacy detail, but that's not it. You get all this lot as well. So, lace tuck-ins, these will be beautiful on your parchment, on your vellum if you got that last week. You've got borders in here. You've got fancy edges around your label shapes. You've got open elements in here. Remember, you could take an oval and put it in the middle of there and make an aperture. You've got spiral flowers. I remember paying $18.99 for each one of those shapes as a die. That's more than you're paying for the whole lot. Borders, edges. That's fabulous, I love that. And then look at these, the tuck-in scribbles. Now we can take these into canvas, remove the outside edge and cut them into your cardstock. The versatility you have when you work with the ScanNCut is absolutely extraordinary. You ready for the next one? Look at all these.
Just before you do, I just want to talk to everybody that's having problems with the website at the moment. We've just checked everything and at our end, it's fine. So I know some of you tried refreshing it. Diane and
there are also people in comments saying that they are watching on the website and it's fine. So we're guessing it's internet connections, but we've got a couple. I've just put a message in the chat for people to check for us that aren't in the building at the minute.
Okay, so did you get that? So some of you are watching it, it's absolutely fine. It's fine here. We're guessing it might be internet connections. Remember, you can also watch on Facebook. So that's another one, or Instagram if you've got Facebook or Instagram accounts. We are doing everything we can at our end to double check.
Lovely.
If it goes wrong and you can't check out, don't worry, we will make sure that everybody gets this deal. You guys know our customer services and you guys are our family and we will make this right for you. So please don't get frustrated by that. Just enjoy the education and seeing what Mel's get. Get it in your basket. We'll work the rest out.
We will, yes. So then we go on to these fabulous sentiments. Best wishes, brother, congratulations, dad, happy birthday, mum, and then fonts. Fonts and numbers. Now then, these are just fabulous. The detail that you would get with Tattered Lace, but in an SVG file format. How fabulous is that one? If you bought the Eastern, what was it called? Eastern Delight?
Eastern Elements.
Eastern Elements, or the Cherry Blossom Rise. You've got that fabulous Oriental font in there. All of these beautiful flourishes down here as well, but there's more. Look at this one. So more fonts, more sentiments. You've even got great ones like Champion, or Heroine, or Super You, or Years. You've got all your, what do they call them? Roman numerals. All of these different ones. Ready for the next one? There you go. Look at this lot. Corners, more tuck-ins, borders, doilies, all of these layered elements, pockets in there as well. Your little pieces that you can make up your own designs with, toppers, headers for your cards. All of these fabulous elements, all of these pieces that you can join together to make frames, corners that you can get to cut in, corners that you can cut out, mats and layers for those corners. And then the final sheet is just stunning. This is where Tattered Lace began its journey way back when, with all these beautiful detailed lacy elements, but now you can start to play around with them, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. And do you know the most exciting thing? This is also on the show on Tuesday, and our regular slot with ScanNCut at 8 a.m, 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. this week as well, so you're getting 3 hours, so we can really get into the nitty-gritty of this. We can do vinyl, we can do foiling, we can do embossing, we can do all those amazing things that we do on a Tuesday. Get this in your basket, check it out, and then you could be crafting along with me on Tuesday. It's a superb opportunity to get a lot for a little, and I love that when we do that.
Well,
super.
Faye has already downloaded hers.
Oh, Faye, I love you.
And Sheila has bought hers and is downloading at the moment.
Amazing.
We've got a few people that are still having problems with it. Jenny has turned off her internet and then using her data, and it's now working on the website. We know there's been an update overnight. I don't think it's affecting everybody, but guys, we will make this right for you. So just make sure you can watch the education now, because that's the important bit.
Absolutely.
For those of you that are watching for the very first time, we're just going to explain how easy it is to shop. Well, if everything's working.
Well, technology is a wonderful thing when it works. When it doesn't,
can you imagine when AI rules the world?
No, don't even get me started, because I'll stand on here and I'll have a rant. This will become my soapbox. Don't get me started on AI.
Right. So we won't mention that.
Don't mention that.
So, first of all, if you want to shop with us, you use the code SHOP followed by whatever it is.
Tattered.
So, tattered for this one.
This one by itself.
If you bought it yesterday, you're going to get that at £20, so that you've got a great, great deal on it. It's over £100 worth, just under £100 worth. About £100.
Yes.
Now, can we talk about these? Because
Yes,
there's
we
people
can.
watching that weren't watching yesterday.
Perfect.
And this is, and then we'll explain, you can get both together
Yes.
on one mega deal, so that nobody misses out, because
Absolutely.
didn't want anyone to miss out.
No, I was like, please can we do this?
I just have to, because we have the most amazing design team. I just have to show you this project is amazing.
lovely,
I
isn't it?
love it. I want it. I want it. I want
Yeah,
it.
we wanted to do a hot air balloon, but there was something different. So when I worked with the team over at iHub, we created these little leaf shapes with the score lines down the middle, so you can slot them in. You do get full written instructions and pictures within your download. So you don't need to download it and print it off. You can look at it on your computer screen. Teaches you how to make the little rose flower, how to make the little bows. I know, they're brilliant, aren't they? And it's just a lot of fun. But this is when, guys, you stock up and you build that digital library. I've been banging on about this for ages. I know you
Teapot.
want this, don't you? Look at that.
Look at this. How gorgeous is that? Do you know, if it was somebody's birthday and they weren't, let's say they were being good and trying to be not eat chocolate and stuff, giving them that as a gift would just be. Well, and then putting the chocolates inside. No, but you know, sometimes you have to think about other things for people as gifts.
Absolutely, it's fabulous.
You know, for the person that's got everything, make them something.
Yeah,
That
brilliant,
is just,
isn't it?
it's amazing. Right, now we've got our lovely team here, and I'm just going to introduce you to them. We've got Sam on cameras. We have got our lovely Mel and myself, Stephanie. We've got Diane, who's our producer director. And our lovely Hannah. Now, Hannah is actually on her way to a weekend away, one of the very, very rare weekends away.
Yep.
And with her lovely boys and Simon. And she is currently on the phone to Spree in Denmark. So we are doing everything we can to see how we can put this issue right, whatever it is. But whatever happens, we will make sure you all get your deals. Check out as fast as you can, because the sooner you check out, the sooner you're going to be making with them. Right. I'm gonna stop again and come back to you. We've got 2 hours, guys. And after we've gone through all of this, it's just education. Get your questions in.
Absolutely.
I've got a list. Anything that you think of, I'll add to my list.
Perfect. Right, so let me talk you through Spring, because this is superb value for money. So in Spring, you're going to get your index. So you get a bird table, you get bench swing, all of these different projects. Look how fabulous these are. Now, these can be scaled up or down, but what you could also do is take one of the pattern panels from the Tattered Lace one and change the panel detail in this birdhouse. That's the joy of having both together. So we're going to do Beehive gift box, and you'll obviously use your card, you'll put your spin on it, you'll make it the size that you want it to be and the colours that you want it to be. So what we do is give you the SVG cutting files, but what's fabulous is you don't just get the conservatory, you get the frames, the leaves, the peacock chair and table, the plant pots, the roof, all of it. You get everything that's inside there to decorate the inside as well. You've got some fabulous florals on here with the foliage that you will use over and over and over again. Around flower vase we've got the wheelbarrow in here. You've got the little lamb treat box that one of you's already made for your grandchildren, which is fabulous. Oak leaf vase. You've got all of these different projects, and this is just on one of them. You're getting 4 different ones. How fabulous is that shed? For Father's Day, that would be amazing. Might be that you've got a she shed in the garden and you're crafting there. Make one of these and pop it on your shelf. It's so much fun. And this is what's inside it. Look what's inside it. Even the little picture frame that goes on the wall. And then you go into your instructions. So your instructions for every one of them. Your watering can, just use that on a card front. Take the outside edge away and let it cut into your card. You've got your boxes, different boxes, wreath boxes, butterfly boxes, flower shapes. I mean, that in itself, if you bought all those as nested dies, you'd be paying over the price that you're paying now. You've got cake toppers in here, cupcake wraps in here, butterflies, seed envelopes, plant tags, leaf shapes, and it just keeps going on and on and on. Bit like me when I'm showing you this lot, but it is phenomenal value for money. Now, also on this one, this is really cool.
That's one of 4.
That's one of 4. But on this one as well, you get 200 pattern backgrounds.
Wow.
Right? So I've just printed off a few because I wasn't wasting all that paper. So you've got all these fabulous, really pretty backgrounds, okay? If you have a doll's house, imagine decorating the walls with some of these. That's quite funky. You've got hearts in there. Love that one. That's very folk art, quite Scandi, that one. That's stunning. And you can use these over and over and over again. This isn't a paper pack. This is a printout, so you can print them on your rice papers. Use them on your furniture, use them on your trays. This was a piece that you scan in, and we've put a black line around the outside edge, so you don't need to worry about that, because if we didn't have that black edge, that white there of that peony would fade into the background. So because we wanted to use this design, we put a black edge around it for you. Then you get recipe sheets, and you even get some that have got recipes on. So you get the Victoria sponge, you can learn how to make scones. You can make ginger cake, and it's always nice to try somebody else's recipe, isn't it? See if it's better than yours or not. And then also your sandwich bread, and then you get some blank ones. So you can make your own heirloom recipe box, which I think is super. So that's your first one.
So Wendy made the exploding box today, and she absolutely loves it. Congratulations.
Oh, Wendy, I love that.
Daphne says, because you do get your discount on the price on the ScanNCut machine, so that's another one for you. And Jacqueline says you can make the teapot with the cup and put an afternoon tea voucher in it. That's a brilliant idea. Guys, it is super busy. We've got one of the busiest shows we've ever had, with more people watching than ever. Thank you. Welcome for joining us here at Highlight Crafts and Live Shopping. We are a little bit crazy. I'm not going to suggest for 1 minute you're going to see the most polished performance, but what you will see is
performance. Is that what it's supposed to be doing?
Well, I don't know. I just
rock up and do my thing.
That's exactly what will happen. We'll just rock up
and do our thing,
which is crafting, fun, laughter. The other night, I wish I could have videoed, and we'll tell you loads of stuff too. Mel and Lou and Hannah and myself. We were, if anybody could have heard us, we were crying, laughing. If you could bottle that, I sat there thinking, I wish we could bottle this and give it to our customers. Right. But anyway, this is as good as it gets. So we get this with us. We're going to carry on with this. There's a lot to show you, but everybody's asking to see the balloon again.
Isn't this fabulous?
Can you just talk us through how that's been made,
yes,
Mel?
Yes, absolutely. So you cut all the pieces. If you look inside there, you'll see it's a shape that's got a perforation line down the middle, okay? So you cut all those pieces out, and as you join it to the next one, you slot that inside there. It's super easy to do, but it makes a really good looking hot air balloon, I think. Do you know what? When my mum and dad got to their golden wedding anniversary, so 50 years, I thought I was being really clever, and I went and booked them both a hot air balloon flight. Well, when I gave them the tickets, my mum just went grey. She was like, I'm going to get in that basket. I'm like, I don't know, probably the same way you got on the donkey when we were in Greece. This guy came over, literally, threw her over his shoulder, hoisted her onto this donkey. My dad stood there like this, my mum screaming her head off. It was hilarious. But yes, we booked her out, but yeah, she didn't enjoy it. And they did a crash landing at the end. It was like, oh no. But there's lots of projects like this, guys, that you're going to love. But what you can then do is take that flower on the top and do something different. Rosettes, teach you, you've got the rosette cutting file. You've got the files for the bows in there. This little bit we've done with grey board, but you can make it out of card if you prefer. It's a fabulous project, and you can make it this big if you want, or you can make it that big. It's entirely
Imagine these
up to
in
you.
a children's bedroom hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, they cost a fortune. Right, guys, Hannah, Andrew,
Yes.
and Katie are all on this problem.
Right.
They've been talking to Spree. We're trying something at the moment. As soon as we get an update, we'll give it to you. But whatever happens, everybody will get this deal one way or another. Right, we've seen...
Wait, so you've seen tea and cakes on the boards?
Yeah. Can we have another
spring.
quick
Yes,
look at
let's
that?
have a
Because we
quick
didn't
look.
really look at it.
Let's have a look. Bear with.
So
Whoop.
let's... If I hold this one.
And I'll get that one.
Right.
Now, so you've got cakes. You've got cake slices, which is brilliant. You've got some with grey board. You've got the fabulous teacup there. You've got the owls with the boxes. You've got this one like that, because I made myself one of those, is in my kitchen. And it has those big roses, these, on here, these roses here.
Oh,
on the
there's
corners.
a recipe.
There's your, no, this is your tea bag.
Oh,
Tea
for
bag
tea bag.
box.
Tea bag.
This is your scone
brilliant.
basket, because you get the recipe for your scones.
Oh.
Right, you've got a full alphabet, uppercase, lowercase and numbers. You've got a little cake box that looks like a cake. You've got stacked teacups, but these are brilliant. So you've got sampler frames. So all of these, all those 9 that's in there, and the 9 that's in there, and the 9 that's in there, and her Danny can be making to card fronts. Because you can resize everything.
Oh my gosh, I've just had an idea.
Oh,
Right, we've got 2 more we need to show
dear.
you.
Well,
So,
one more. Ooh.
One more. One more.
No, 2 more.
2
Right.
more.
Shall we do one more and then do a demo?
Yeah.
Tattered
Or
lace.
should we just do a demo and
Let's
tell
do a
them
demo.
you're getting 2 more in addition to what we've already shown. Let's do a demo first.
Yes, let's do
and
that.
then come back.
Come round here with me.
Right.
Come on, come over here with me. Right, so we're going to go into Canvas Workspace. Do you want to do tape first? No?
No,
Right.
we need demos.
Right, let's do demos. So I'm using the card, shop card. I'll talk to you about this in a minute. It's brilliant for the ScanNCut. Right, so I'm going to let's find a shape. So I've got a shape cut out, right? So let me show you where I got to. I've got this, so that's the shape that's on there. And then the mats and layers I created in Canvas Workspace. They do come with them, but I wanted another one. So I'll show you all that bit. But then this is exactly the same pattern, but cut into your cardstock. And that's the joy of having a ScanNCut like this.
So that was
Easy
one of my
already.
questions
Go on then.
was, can you cut into instead of cutting out?
Absolutely.
Okay, so guys, I've got a ScanNCut, which I've had for quite a long time. And
It's a house for your spiders, I believe.
It is. Is that? It's not a house for the spiders. It's just in storage. So I am you guys at home who does not make the most of their ScanNCut. My ScanNCut comes out when I'm desperate and Mel's not around and I need something for the grandchildren or a topper for a cake or and then I'm like, right, okay. And then I get it and I get excited about it and I want to use it. And then I get taken with something else. And I've never really been on your journey with you. And that's the bit that I think I've missed. Every single little bit of what you're watching today, you can watch back again. So just don't think, I'm never going to remember it all, because you don't have to. And then tell us about your education.
Okay, so there's education. So if you buy ScanNCut today at $4.99, you then get your discount on top of that. But you also get the downloadable education. So when I started with Highlight Crafts 3 years ago, I went into the studio with Andrew, this very room, and filmed everything that I'd learned so far about ScanNCut. So you're getting over 8 hours worth of education as a digital download. And I take you from plugging in the machine, opening it up, all the settings, what every button does and how to get the best out of it. And then I take you into Canvas Workspace and we do a project together. So it's a learning curve. There is also 13 hours of free education on YouTube where we break it down into different sections. So you've got things like cutting fabric, cutting vinyl, doing all those different things. And we tend to add to them every now and again as well. So make sure that when you go to our YouTube channel, you like and subscribe and hit the bell. Because if you hit the bell, you'll then get a notification when a new class arrives. And we've got people all over the world saying that they've found the education and now they're using ScanNCuts, which I'm actually really proud of. I think it's a lovely thing. And I love to share anything that I learn. There's nothing better for me than finding something new and sharing it. I love it. It gives me goosebumps because it's so exciting.
The other part about this as well is we work really closely with Brother. So they come here, we go there. We've got the sketch machine on Monday, which finally we've got here in the building. We're really, and actually that works with some of these files as well. So it's really exciting, the Brother journey. So to those of you that are actually buying your machine today, congratulations.
Absolutely.
But can you just do a quick overview from the beginning? This is for those of you like me that have still got it in the box, but today we've inspired you to get it out.
Absolutely. So when you set it all up, take all the packaging out, you're going to lift the screen up. So the screen lifts up at different levels depending on where the light is in your room. So we have it here for this. You switch it on, you're going to keep that button pressed. All right, so press it, and then when the little light comes on, you can then let go. You've got a home button, so you press the home button. It gives you a message that says get your fingers out of the way because it's going to put the blade in the correct position, and then you will get this screen on here. Okay, so I got asked yesterday, what is the difference between a ScanNCut and a Cricut? And I'm gonna address it. So you get 1,303 shapes, images, icons, welded words inside this machine's memory, and this is my model of choice. It has the bigger screen and it has everything I need to craft forever, quite frankly. Now, each one of those shapes you can resize a minimum of 200 different sizes.
That's crazy.
I know. And then you can send them into Canvas Workspace and start playing around with them. Canvas Workspace, I'll talk to you a little bit more. That's later on. Learn this first, but it's free. And it's a space where you can go and design and manipulate shapes, which is brilliant. On top of that, you're going to get 17 full fonts, uppercase, lowercase, numbers and punctuation. And on top of that, you're going to get 100 quilt blocks. So if you're a fabric crafter, on a Monday, you want to make a 6-inch quilt block. You set the size to set the pattern that's in here, set it to 6 inches. It cuts everything out. It'll draw it on your fabric that you can scan in and position your shapes exactly where you want them. It'll draw the shape, so you've got a sewing line, and it will cut it with a 1/4-inch seam allowance. Because this is from Brother, and Brother don't just do cutting machines, they do scanners, printers, embroidery machines, sewing machines, so they know what they're talking about. So to access a shape...
we're getting asked about whether some of the content... Denise has asked, is there a line that looks like it's stitched?
Yes. So if you go into patterns and you go into borders here and you go right down to the bottom and then you go up a couple of pages, you've got your stitch line there, so that's your perforation line. You've also got another one down here, and in Canvas Workspace you've got more. Now, if you watch some of the education that we've done, I teach you how to score with your blade on your ScanNCut. So I'm not the person so the education that you're getting is going to change your journey, okay? So instead of buying this and spending your money and it arriving and it's sitting in a box and every time you walk past it you trip over it and you feel guilty because you're a little bit scared of using it, and you sit there and you're like, I spent all that money on that and I'm not getting the most out of it. The education changes that journey because you won't be able to wait for it to arrive, get it out of the box and start crafting. And I love that because there's no point in me knowing all this stuff and not sharing it. That's the best bit.
So then the next thing is, just tell us the difference, finish off the difference between this and the Cricut.
So the Cricut, you imagine you've got one of our reflection sheets, okay, so our artwork sheets, and you've got the cutting file on your computer screen because you have to use a computer with the Cricut. You don't have to use a computer with this at all. It's completely standalone. So you've got the cutting file on your screen and you've got the image on your mat. How do you line the two up? And I was the first one to go, why do I need a scanner in a cutting machine? With this, you can scan that image in The cutting file goes over the top because you can see it on the screen, and then it cuts it out.
So it changes everything.
I'll tell you the process I did to try and make it work on Cricut, right?
You thought that when you first said to brother, what's a scanner for?
What do I need a scanner for?
That makes it all just click
Stamped
into
images.
place. Yes.
Instead of fussy cutting, you stamped
drawing.
Drawing, foiling, embossing, all of those amazing things. It's superb. If there was a better machine, in my opinion, out there, I'd be demonstrating that, because that's who I am.
Okay, so Lorraine, you're right. I'm on it.
You're on it, yes, you do. Yeah. She's telling you need to watch the education. But I teach the way that I learn. So I learn the next little bit I need to know to do the next little bit I want to achieve, and I teach that way. I teach in small bite-sized chunks because my head won't hold all that information. So to make your first cut, you go into patterns, select your category. So let's go into basic shapes. And this makes me sound a little bit crazy, but I imagine the machine's talking to me. Oh. So let's go back to the home. What do you want to do? The machine says, I want to select a pattern, please. So you go into patterns. What type of pattern would you like? I'd like a basic shape, please. What size would you like? What shape would you like? Let's do a square, please. How big would you like it? I'd like it at 120 millimeters, please. And then what do you want to do with it? Well, I need to set it on the mat. So when you're finished on a screen, there'll always be a blue box in the bottom right-hand corner that says set or OK. So we're going to set it on the mat. Okay, are you finished with it? Do you want to manipulate it anymore? No, I'm OK, thank you. What would you like to do with it? I'd like to cut it. OK, cut it. Let's put a piece of card on the mat and let's cut it. And it's that, and that makes me sound crazy, but you know what? That's how I learnt it in 8 days before we launched it to the world.
I can tell you, actually, you've just made that make even more sense to me.
Right?
Because I imagine stuff in my head and see pictures, but taking it from a button to a finished thing is like, where's the middle of the journey? You've just created the middle of the journey. Mm-hmm. This is exciting, guys. I'm super excited.
So now we're going to open up the screen now. The other biggest difference is this is a true auto blade. So the auto blade on other machines give you a drop-down menu. Lightweight card, lightweight paper, heavyweight card, heavyweight paper. What does that mean? How do I know what that means? I don't know what that means. Watch what happens with this. Now, the most important thing is loading your mat. So,
and can you also talk to us? We get loads of questions about what speed and what depth.
Oh, you don't need to worry about that on this because it does it automatically. However, as somebody that's used digital cutting machines for 20 years, I want you to put your speed on 9 and never, ever, 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 ever change it. Doesn't matter what anybody else tells you, keep the speed on full. The guy who invented Cricut, I met him, and he said to me, the quicker the speed, the better the cut. And in my head, that didn't make sense. I wanted it to be slow and precise. And he said, think about a big industrial log saw. Yeah. If you do it slowly, it does that. Yeah. If you do it quickly, it's smooth. So I've never changed my speed. Doesn't matter what I'm cutting, it's always been left on the same. Now, when you're loading your mat, you want to put it in between this little lip here and this little lip there, and it's important this. Keep your mat flat and keep hold of it at the end. On the main unit here, you've got a picture of a mat with an arrow going in and an arrow coming out. That's load and unload. All you're going to do is press that. These rollers then take that mat in, and then we're ready to go. So it's asked me what I want to do. I've told it I want to cut, and now I just press start, and it'll cut me a square out. But then I can have that square in from 3mm by 3mm to 295mm by 295mm, so 292 different sizes of squares. You pay £1 for each one of those as a nesting die. You're more than halfway to buying yourself a machine.
Individual files. I mean,
right?
I tried to work out the deal today, what it would cost if you were buying them individually. I gave up because I couldn't get the calculator to do the numbers.
Precision. Now, next time you go in and move this piece of card, instead of going, right, I need to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I need to come down 5, you scan the mat in. So, if we wanted to do this again, if we go back and we scan in, so let's load this mat in here, we're going to scan this mat in like this, right? So, move this, so clever. So from this one here, we're going to scan and we're going to press start, and it's now going to scan that in. Just watch still because it's going to
Yeah.
come out the mouth. They'll come and get you.
I know, I'd move. Janet is saying,
Hi,
I never
Janet.
know whether you say Janet or Jeanette.
If it's Janet, it's Janet. If it's Janette, it's Jeanette.
Jeanette. So she's agreeing because you said it's like the machines asking you a question, talking back to you. That sounds really easy. That is probably the biggest light bulb moment that I've had since trying to remember the journey on this machine. Imagine it's asking you the question, what do you want to do next? Instead of you trying to think, what do I do next?
Absolutely.
It's asked you the question. It's easier to answer a question than to think of one.
Right.
That's brilliant.
Good, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So now I've still got that square on there. Look, so it's still there. Look, I can see that whole page. So I can get the very most out of that cardstock and then cut the next one. The reverse of that is you could put lots of different pieces of cardstock onto your mat, scan it in and do all your cutting at the same time, which is what we did yesterday when we demonstrated that box. So we put the pale pink, the deeper pink and the yellow pieces of paper on the mat, scanned it in and cut all those layers for that flower in one go.
And this is your giveaway.
Absolutely.
So type the word win and somebody is going to win both of these pieces together. And do you know what I love about the way the ScanNCut works is it cuts so many different materials.
It does.
You can make your own stencils
Absolutely.
with this. I mean, I'm just literally now thinking, why do I not use my machine more?
I don't know, Stephanie. Why
I
do you not
know.
use your
Well,
machine?
I don't know either.
You get that look when it's still in the box.
Yeah, I know.
That look.
Right.
Right. So that's your basics of what you do.
Right.
But I want to show you this because I once had a couple come to me at a show in Preston, right? And the guy came over to me, married couple, and he came up and he went, my wife owns thousands of dies. Why does she need one of these? I said, right, how many oval sets of dies do you own? And she said about 7, because all ovals are different shapes and sizes, right? She said, and I do a lot of work with like die cut toppers, and I can never find an oval to mat it on perfectly. Watch this, this is brilliant. So if we go into your basic shapes and we scroll down, we can just take the circle, for example, or let's do the oval. So let's bring on that oval and let's just set that onto the mat, okay? And it'll load the mat, then you can see it clearly. Right, first thing I'm going to do is change it. So I'm editing it, so you go into edit, and then you're editing the object, okay? So go into that. What do you want to do with that object, please? I want to rotate it by 90 degrees. So I've got what I consider to be a normal oval shape. Obviously you can use it horizontal or vertical. Right, are you finished on that screen? Yes, I am. So you press OK. What would you like to do with it now? I'd like to resize it, please. So you go to your resize button up here. And how big would you like it to be? Well, my topper's 100 by 75, so I'd like it to be 104 by 79. So you separate the height and the width, all right? So we'll do 104. And actually, I'd like it at 81, please. And you make that 81. And that means that you can have any and every size of shape and oval within the parameters of your mat, which is absolutely phenomenal. And he looked at his wife and he just went, buy one, buy one. And she went, but I've got all these. I said, just buy one, because that is brilliant. And you can do that with a lot of the shapes, not all of them, but with a lot of them you can. And I love that because, and I've always said this from the beginning, the ScanNCut allows you to make the project that you've got in your head and fit the shapes to that project rather than making the project to fit the shapes that you've got. Okay. And I love that.
Thank you. We've got a couple of questions
Lovely.
that we need to do. One of them is from April.
Hi, April.
She says, if you scan a stamped image
Yes.
and then the scan is drawn out, can you cut it as well?
Yes, absolutely. So let me draw something. Let me see if I can find a pen. And I don't think I've got a pen on here anywhere. Have you got a pen with you, anybody? Anybody got a pen? Oh, hang on, I've got some here. I've got some gel pens under here.
Right, then, while you're just sorting that out.
Yes, please.
So we have got a giveaway. So today, 2 pieces. Shop, no shop, just type win. That's there. Then we have one other question about the machine. So at the moment, this machine, the model that we have with this cable is only available in the UK.
Yes, so you have to buy the machine from the country of origin,
Yeah.
otherwise your warranty doesn't stand.
Right.
Because if you bought this from in America, so if you bought this model from us and we shipped it out there, first of all, the electrics aren't correct, so it won't power up properly. But secondly, if anything goes wrong with it, you've then got to send it back to the UK, and they won't look at it because you've got to buy it in the country that you live in.
Yeah. And then the other thing is the cardstock that we've got. That whole pack,
Yes.
Mel, is any of it not suitable for the ScanNCut?
No, none of it. Some of it, the one that's got like the dappled finish to it, must have a slight coating on it.
Right.
So make your mat a little bit stickier. And this was another thing that happened along the journey.
Do that?
So I went to Brother, and you know what I'm like, I'm brutally honest. And I just went, right, your mats aren't good enough. And they went, and I get it, because it's almost impossible for a company to get the mats right. Because if they make them too sticky, you can't get the card off. If they don't make them sticky enough, the card doesn't stick, and everyone, including me, complains, excuse me, that the card doesn't stick to the mats and the mats aren't good enough. So I went to Pinflare, to Christine, and I said, do you sell a glue that will tack a mat and stay tacky? She said, yes, it's stencil glue. So I got a bottle, I tested it on the mat, and I took it to Brother, and I went, please, can you endorse this? And as far as I know, it's the only glue that they do endorse. And their answer was, well, no, because nobody's going to buy mats. My answer was, nobody's using your machines because your mats don't last long enough. So anyway, I dug my heels in like a dog with a bone, and I got it. So you can re-tack your mat with Pinflare stencil glue. Please don't use the spray from Cadence. Use Pinflare stencil glue. There is a video on YouTube showing you exactly how to do that.
Okay, so guys, we've got a little bit of an update for you. So I'm just going to read it to make sure I don't get it wrong. So the whole team, including Sean, are working on it for you guys. We're still not sure exactly what the issue is. There are a couple of ideas that they're considering. The guys in Denmark are looking at it too. Some people are checking out absolutely fine. So at the moment, the best suggestion that we've been given is, if it's possible, try a different device. If you still can't check out, then email help@highlightcrafts.com, and once we've resolved it, we'll definitely honour the price, regardless of when it is. And that's even if it extends after the deadline today. There appears to be an internet problem that is affecting some people and not others. And Spree are trying to identify exactly how big or small the problem is. We are looking at it as well, but at the moment, it's requiring more technical people than are in our combined businesses.
Yes.
So we're trying to get some updates for you. As soon as we do, we will let you know. But I also just want to say a massive thank you to our team.
Absolutely.
On a Saturday, with Hannah on her way for one of the very rare opportunities she gets to have a weekend away with her boys, Sean also on one of his rare weekends off, the team at Spree, who are in another country, okay, it's only a small time difference, but it's still a weekend, and everybody has jumped on to try and make this work for them. So from me and our team here, thank you, because it is so nice to be able to keep you guys up to date.
Absolutely. Right, so I don't have a stamped image here, Avril, but what the ScanNCut needs is a shape. So for example, and a complete shape. So for example, if you've got a stamp of an owl, and all the little feathers on the top of his head are like little lines, you know, like the little drawn lines, and they're not joined up, it will go to its next available full shape, which more often than not will be the eye. So what you're going to do is take a fine liner and just join any lines up that don't meet, and that's important, because if it can't see it, it can't cut it, right? So I've just drawn a little flower. Somebody once emailed into a show and said, why do you always draw the same flower? Quite frankly, because it's the only thing that I can draw. So let's scan this, and this is the difference, all right? So we can now scan this in. So we're going to scan, and we're going to scan to directly cut it out. So we're going to click on that one. We're going to use the machine to convert it to a cutting file, and then I'm going to load my mat, and that start button will light up. If your start button's not lit up, it's because your mat's not loaded. As soon as you load that mat, that start button will then go green and you can start. Okay, there you go. So just press start. Now you can scan in full colour. The other thing I want to tell you is that this machine is fully Wi-Fi enabled. So you link it to your Wi-Fi at home. Probably not a good conversation to have today, but you link it to your Wi-Fi at home, and then you can also link your machine to Canvas Workspace, and then the two can talk to each other. So you can then send files wirelessly in between the two. The other thing that Brother do quite regularly is updates, and they're always free, and there might be little bug fixes or it might be a little tweak, but you'll get an update sign, a little eye with update available, come on your screen automatically. Okay, and then you can cut it out. So now I've got the flower there. So it's found the flower, and I'm going to just contain that flower there like that. All right, just in case you're using a smaller piece of card, it's picked up all the lines on your mat. You drag arrows, you can go around the edge. I'm going to preview that now, and I'm going to press OK because it's found what I want it to find. Now, direct cut will only ever find the outside edge. Now, it would cut to that pen line, but I'd have no hope of getting that off the mat because that stem is thin. So what you can do is either add a shape around it, and it will automatically change the shape to fit that flower. Okay, so you could use that one. Can you see it makes it into a rectangle for you? If I use that one, stretches that out for you. So it automatically does that. Or you can go back up to the top and just go back to the shape itself. So if I press OK, now I can then put a border around it. So I want to put a 1mm border around the outside of that. Press OK, keep pressing OK because there's nothing else I want to do. Please select what you want to do with it. I want to cut it, and then you press start, and it will then go ahead and cut that out. I haven't found anything so far that I can't get it to do, and because I know this machine now inside out and I know how it sees things, that's the bit. So it sees it in a certain way. Once you understand how it sees it, and I share that with you in the education, everything else falls into place. But what I would say to you is draw out the symbols and make yourself a little crib sheet. Because if you only get to craft occasionally, and in January you think, right, I'm going to do a down scan and cut, and then you don't get to use it again till March, you'll have forgotten what you did. So the easiest thing to do is to write everything down. So it's telling me now when unloading the mat, the position of the pattern on the mat will shift from the scanned image. Are you okay to continue? So it tells you all the way along the way. So we're going to press OK because I'm happy with that. Now look at this. Now I understand how it can cleverly cut all those images that are pre-installed in its memory. But to have a scanner that does that is absolutely remarkable.
Which is perfect.
Right.
So I've got a couple of questions and a couple of things we need to do.
Lovely.
So we've bought you a mug of your favourite drink.
Have we no milk? Have we run out of milk? Oh, it's pop. Oh, it's fizzing. I thought that's unusual coffee.
It's your favourite pop.
It's my favourite. Look. Fizzy.
Oh, have we no milk? We'd have gone and got milk for you.
I know you're right. I know, well, I thought it was tea because I usually have my tea that colour.
I know, but you don't let anybody make tea for you. Right, we've just had a huge number of people jump on to watch us. So we just need to do a couple of little recaps and answer a couple of questions.
Lovely.
And then we need to get into a demo.
Okay.
But we are going to do a quick recap for you. So first of all, Daphne's in Canada. And she's asking, what would be they don't sell this model in Canada, so what would be your next preferred model?
Whatever, if they do a Disney one, and you don't want Disney, go to the next one down. So it needs to have the 5-inch screen, okay, so the bigger screen, and the one that's got the most images pre-installed into the machine's memory. I don't know what the models are in different countries, but I mean, I can do a bit of research for you, Daphne. But I think if you search ScanNCut machines, from your end, it will give you a list of what's contained in. Get the one that's got the most patterns in. If you want Disney, brilliant. You can't make and sell with it, but you can absolutely cut them out, and you can't manipulate the shapes. You can flip them and you can resize them, but you can't manipulate them in any other way. This is why this is my favourite model, because I don't need Disney, but I've got everything that I need inside here. All of them, even the first one that we launched, which was a CM machine, had 601 images. So they all have a lot, but get the one that's got the most.
Right.
And it will depend on your budget as
And
well.
then I've
definitely.
also got another question.
Yes.
We've got, I'm really sorry I've scrolled past it, but one of our lovely viewers has lost their cable and they need to see this end. Can you turn it off?
Switch it off.
Tell me when.
Yep.
Right. Sam,
If you
we need a
message,
close-up.
if you message, and it's case sensitive, so capital U, capital K, capital S, support, so UK support,
Don't know whether it's got a
at
number on.
ScanNCut.eu. I'll put it on my Facebook page later on.
Yeah.
Because I'm on Facebook now, don't you know? I'll put it on my Facebook page later on. UK support at ScanNCut.eu. You have to go through them. They're based in Germany, and that's their customer services head office, and they're really good. And then they'll put them in contact with our guys in Manchester, and they might be able to find you a new cable.
There you go.
Okay, so
Right, that's a good one.
Okay.
Right, so because we've also had so many people just join us, we're going to do this demo, if that's okay, and then we'll,
do you want to do the recap first? And then
well,
we can
no,
go into
because
this?
that'll take us longer.
Okay, fine.
So let's do the demo, but recap the demo,
Okay.
and then we're going to tell you about the deal. So don't go anywhere because this deal's a bit crazy.
It is a bit crazy.
But we need education. That's what it's about. So,
So on number 37. So now I press home and OK, and it's put the cutting form back into the blade back into place. So this time I've put them on a USB. All right. So the USB is here. Okay, we sell these. We sell a blank duo of USBs, and on the side of your machine there's a little USB port. You just plug it in, wait till the USBs stop flashing. So it just goes in there like that, just in the side there. Super easy. Right, now then, we want to retrieve the information from the USB, okay? So we want to retrieve data from the USB. And we're going to go into, this is show one, because we've got another one set up, all right? So we're going to go into number 37, which is, it says on here, so luxurious lace, and they're all in alphabetical order, and we're going to choose the strung lace diamond, okay? So we're going to scroll down until we get to the S's. Now the double arrows will drop you right down to the bottom. The double arrows will take you right up to the top. So if we go down to the bottom and then move up to the S, that's easier, okay? It's quicker. Strung lace diamond. So we click on that. We've got two different layers. So I want this one first, which will give me all that detail. Now it's got to find that information. It's got to process it and bring it up on the screen. Okay. So retrieving, there you go. Now you've got your lace there. So if it continues to wait and wait, just let it do its thing. It's a bit like sat-nav. You know, when you get a sat-nav, you have to trust it, don't you? You have to go in the direction that it takes you, even if you think it's wrong. Although sometimes I did end up once in the middle of a field. So we've done this bit now. We're going to press OK.
Really sorry. If this wasn't important, I wouldn't interrupt
No,
you.
I know
You
you
know
wouldn't. It's
that. But we have, one of you has already worked this out. Sue, I was hanging on until the end of the demo, but we've been told that if you access through 4G, through your data we of the Wi-Fi, everything is working fine.
Okay.
So that's the workaround while they're fixing stuff. But we think that what's wrong is outside our control. Right. So it's not something we can fix. It's a Wi-Fi thing, and that's linked to different domains. So we can't do anything about that. So use 4G, it works.
Lovely, there you
go.
go.
And check out your baskets, guys, because the faster you check out, the faster you can start working. I'm making.
Right, so let's have a play around with this file, shall we? This is one out of thousands of them. So you can see I've got separate pieces here. So if these arrows are lit up, these are your select arrows, and these move that select box from one piece to the next. So that's your inside detail. That's your inside cutting line, and that's your outside cutting line, okay? So if you want to cut that out as one piece, you'll group it together. So to do that, you multiple select everything that's on the mat. So everything that's on that mat, you press OK, you go to Object Edit because you're editing the object, and you group it together. And group is one box with all the pieces inside it. So now I can move that and I can start to resize that however I want it to be. So I'm going to rotate that by 90 degrees, so you can have it that way as well. It's entirely up to you. So you cut that out and you get this cream, and I've cut it out of this cardstock that is on this deal. Shop card will get you 4.5 kilograms of A3 plus card, which means that as a ScanNCut user, when you cut this down to 12 by 12, you're going to get a strip like that could go across your card. You're going to get a full 12 by 12, and you're also going to get that extra piece because this is A3 plus. The other great thing about A3 plus is you can make an 8 by 8 card blank without cutting 2 pieces down and scoring it. You can literally make an 8 by 8 card. So if you're in the market for a brilliant deal on a top quality product, do that. Right, so I've cut that bit out now. What I want to do is show you how you make a mat layer. Okay, so we're going to use that outside edge, and we're also going to use that inside piece there. Okay, and then we're going to keep this and we're going to take that into Canvas Workspace and start to have a play around with it. So these two now aren't lined up, so I'm going to select one of them, and this time we're going to do a slightly different route, but we're going to multiple. So one red box means that one shape's selected. 3 red boxes means that you're selecting more than one box. So multiple select part of the mat this time. So we're going to do that. We're going to drag this over here and we're going to go right over that image, okay? And then we're going to press OK because we've finished. We'll press OK again because the icon that I want isn't on that screen. Now you've got your compass here. When you've got a compass in your hand, more often than not, you're moving. So we want to move the shape. So you go into your directional arrow buttons. At the top is your alignment function, and this is brilliant. So you click on there. Wherever the straight line is where it will align it to. So left, right, top, bottom, centrally vertically, and centrally horizontally. Now those two mean that that now is bang in the middle, all right? So that's exactly the right space. But what I want to do is just press OK and move that slightly, and then I'm going to tap it to release the shapes, okay? So now, when I go to here, I've got my detail, I've got my inside, and I've got my outside, okay? So I want to make the outside bigger and the inside smaller. So we're going to use one of these symbols that has the offset function on. Now the CM machine doesn't have this, but you can do it in Canvas Workspace, but the SDX does. So if you click on this now, I can create a 1.5 millimeter or a 2.5 millimeter, and it goes up in 1/4 mil increments, not 1/4 inch increments, 1/4 mil increments, and I can make that the size mat and layer that I want it to be. So 1.5 millimeters bigger, press OK. Now it will always keep that original line selected, so we can just then pop that in the bin and press OK. Then we use our select arrow. So if I try and get to that middle bit now, I can't, because the machine, and this is crucial, the machine doesn't see that as a shape with an aperture in it. It sees it as the big shape sat on top of the little shape. So to get to it, you use your select arrows, and I want to make that smaller. So if I go back to editing the object and back to the offset functions, I can take this to a negative number. So I can create an inward offset line, which means it makes the shape smaller. So if I press OK again, it'll process that information. Remember, it always keeps the original shape selected, so I'm going to put that in the bin. And then I've got a perfect mat layer for this. Okay? Now, because we've already done that bit, I don't even need to take you into Canvas Workspace for the next bit. So I would then save this. So save it onto the USB that you're working on with your files. So anything that you create, save onto the USB that's got the files on that you're working with, because then everything's together. It's telling me there's a group pattern on the mat. You cannot ungroup something once you've saved it unless you take it into Canvas Workspace, and then you can, and that's the fun bit, okay? But learn your machine first. Remember, you're going to get the education as a digital download. So while you're waiting for your machine to arrive, you can be watching the education. Right, so I'm going to press OK because I'm happy with that. Right, so now what I want to do is I want to get rid of that because I've saved it. So I'm good with that, so I can put that in the bin. And we're going to work with this bit here. Oh, put that one in the bin as well. And I'm going to work with this piece here. Now I want this to be slightly smaller, and I wouldn't go much smaller with these because they have been designed to work perfectly, but I can drop it down to about, let's do 185, okay? And I want it inside a square towards the right hand side. So I'm going to press OK. I'm going to keep going until we get to the box that says add. And we're going to add, and we're going to go into our patterns and go into one of the pre-installed shapes inside the machine's memory. I'm going to click on that, and we will set that on the mat, because then we can edit it and we can resize it from here. So that was 185. I'm going to make this 200. Okay. So just keep pressing the plus. It's a bit like a game of Jenga, this. It's like when you go to the petrol station and try and put petrol in your car and get it to a certain amount. So I'm going to position that there because that's going to be the front of my card now. But I want to make sure that that detail is bang in the middle of the square. So we do the same thing again. And what you'll find is ScanNCut is very, very repetitive. And once you've learnt the symbols, it's like when you get a new washing machine, it's got all these new gadgets on it. You've got to press the buttons to find out what they do, right? So we're going to select everything on the mat and press OK. We're moving them. So we go to our directional arrow buttons, up to alignment, and I want it centrally, horizontally. So it just nudges it up, okay? And then tap the screen to release the shapes, and that will then cut that design in that square, and you'll end up with something that looks like that, which is absolutely beautiful. Now, I have a tip for you. Because these are such intricate lacy details, I want you to drop your cut pressure from auto to -1. Because when these designs were designed, they were designed with the CM blade, and the CM blade is finer at the tip. So to get it to use the finer point of your auto blade, just take your pressure down to -1 and you'll find it cuts perfectly. So, shall I build this card, Stephanie, and then we can, shall we do that? Or shall we just, let's do it. Because I'm using this card anyway. So this is the card that we've got on the show, okay? It's absolutely superb. So, out of one of the sheets, which is, it's got a little bit of a linen look, it looks like Basildon Bond. You know, when you used to get that very soft finish to it, it's just like that. It's beautiful quality. I just folded it in half and made an 8x8 card blank, which is brilliant. Trim off the excess. You also then get this part left over, which then becomes your 10th fold card. It's much better buying bigger card than buying small and trying to make it big. Now then, I've also got this. Now this is our tape deal, and Stephanie's going to talk to you about this shortly. So I've got the tape on the back. This is the most phenomenal deal you'll find on tape this side of next Christmas, because it's just brilliant. The backing comes off really easily, as you can see, and it's not finger lift. So to say it's not finger lift, it's coming off really, really easily. We're going to position this. Now, I always put my fingers underneath there and my thumbs, so I'm holding it like this. I then rest the rest of my hands down, and I look at the top edge and one of the side edges and make sure I've got it even. And then when I'm happy with it, I'll press it down and I'll stick it onto my card. Then I've got foam tape on the back of here. Now, you don't need to take all the backing off all the foam tape, because it's there to create structure, if you like, and give it some strength. So I'll take the bit off these. Maybe not. So your tape, bane of my life. Wouldn't it be lovely if we just had a glue that you could, it was just literally came out the tube in a long, wide strip? Wouldn't that be fabulous? But this, the tape that we've got is just phenomenal. I'm going to let Stephanie tell you about that. 756 foot. That is 1.5 Blackpool Towers. Do you know that? 1.5 Blackpool Towers worth. Amazing. Right, so this is now going to go onto here, like this. So I've used our little dewdrop beads on the edges, our flat back cabochons that we sell on the website. Check those out. They'll be in the Craft Master brand shop. I'm going to stick this onto the mat layer that we created, because then I went in and did a wider mat layer. So all your shapes all line up perfectly. I'll just stick it down here now for this, for now. So I'm looking at the center this time and making sure I'm getting that straight. So looking at the middle bit like that, because if I get the middle right, the rest of it will fall into place like that. And then I can stick that down onto there. I've then got these two little pieces that came out of the middle of here, which I'm then going to lay one on top of the other, and that's just going to sit on there. And then I've got For You, which is one of the sentiments. And if I turn that round, the only other thing that I'm then going to do is I've made myself a bow on the bow maker. I've got the thinner tape on there, and that is just going to sit on the front of that card perfectly like that. I took it underneath there actually, like that. And that would be your card. But then on a Tuesday, if you wanted to make that bigger, you could just have that, and you could have it vertically, horizontally, all those different ways that we create. But everything on there, Matt's layers, all of it, apart from the ribbon and the cabochons, has been made on the ScanNCut.
Let me tell you about this tape. So first of all, we've got a deal. You're going to get 9 rolls for $12.99. Now the normal price for this would be $9.99 for one set of 3 rolls. It's the perfect tape to use all around the home. Not only is it repositionable, but it's also super strong. But one of the best things about it is you're getting the 1 inch, the 1/2 inch, and the 1/4 inch. And it is tissue tape. What does that mean? It means that when I get hold of the edge of this, and I'm just going to hold it and peel some of it back, not only is it easy to tear, so you don't have to go looking around the house for a pair of scissors, but look how super fine that is. You can see that it's almost transparent, and because of that, it's super thin. So when you put that onto a surface, not only does it not leave ridges, but you can literally use it everywhere around the house. 9 reels, 254 yards for $12.99. Okay, everyone, loads of you have got that in your basket, and we've got 3 reels in each pack. Get together with your friends, because it's not just for using around the home, it's using everywhere. You can use it with your embossing powders. You can use it with your foils. You can use it with your glitters, your sparkles. You can buff it. You can use it with gilding flakes. It's a brilliant product. But one of the reasons I love it the most is this. Look at that. Press down there. Now, I wouldn't dream of doing that on Mel's work. So apart from the fact it's taken a little bit of print, but that was because these have been freshly printed and they're not as cured as they could be. It's taken the tiniest bit of print. It didn't tear the paper, did it? Nope. So that's what you need. $9.99 per reel, or $12.99 or per pack. $12.99 for 3 packs. It's a deal. Don't know how long it's going to last. Just make sure it's in your basket.
Right. That, in my head, you're paying $9.99 for one. You're paying £3 for the next one, and you get the third one free.
I know, it's crazy.
So if you put 756 12 by 12 pieces of paper next to each other, that's how much tape you've got. It's too much that to think about, isn't it?
Shop tape. But you saw Mel using the thin one on the ribbon and the white one on the card. Right, we need to recap this whole deal.
Let's go.
It's been a bit of a busy day because there's been so much going on. We would be, I'm not going to say we would be larking about, but we would be telling a few more jokes and things than we are. But there's so much to share with you on the ScanNCut that the education is really important. Our Saturday mornings, so from 8 in the morning to 11, so 8, 9 and 10, are all about education and fun. So we want to give you and deals. That's the other thing, deals. And we want to make sure that we give you as much inspiration as possible.
Absolutely.
But the other thing is, so for those of you that have never shopped with us before, let me just explain that. It's really, really easy. If you're watching us on Facebook, Instagram, or our own website, you type in the word shop followed by the code. That then puts the product immediately in your basket on our website. If you're on YouTube, you need to come onto the website or whatever your chosen method is and actually pop it in your basket. Don't forget to log in to your account, because then you get your discounts as well. But it is super easy. You don't have to, with the exception of YouTube, you don't have to go away from watching to be able to check out. We've had a few gremlins. Apparently there's an internet problem, not just with us, but everywhere. And for anybody that can't check out, please just email help@highlightcrafts and we will honour the discounts for you.
Absolutely.
And this is why we're saying we're going to do it, because the deal we've got today is pretty phenomenal. If you bought the Cutting Craftorium bundle yesterday, so this massive bundle that we're going to share with you, you will have given, you'd have got a code when you actually got your receipt, your order, yes. You must put that code in to get the discount on the product that we've got now that we're going to show you. And if you didn't buy it yesterday, we're going to make you a deal that's just as good.
It's the same. Absolutely.
Right. So should we go through
this one first? So if you want to get that bundle, so you're getting 4, we've gone into our digital archive. And I love having that because it's your digital, it becomes your digital archive then, your digital library. And we brought you 4 Sunshine Days, Just Be Mine, Spring and Tea and Cakes. We bought you 4 of the Cutting Craftoriums yesterday for $49.99. Then we gave you a code that meant that you could get the Tattered Lace bundle today. First time we have ever gone into the Tattered Lace SVG archive and bought it to you as a digital download. Now, 2 things I love about digital downloads. First of all, it's instant, so you can craft with it straight away. Secondly, there's no postage and you're not waiting.
Yeah, it's the waiting for me.
It's the waiting bit. We don't want to wait. We want to get into it, don't we?
Yeah.
So if you've put a code in and it meant you got this for £20. So basically you got everything that we've shown you in the last 2 days as far as ScanNCut digital downloads is concerned for $69.99. We've got that as a bundle for you today because I know some of you weren't watching yesterday and you're watching today and you want that same deal. If you want that, it's shop bundle. It's $69.99. You've got £101 and 93 pence saving. I know, right? That's a lot. If you want just the Cutting Craftorium by itself, it's Shop Craft, and that's $49.99. That's already discounted by half the price. If you want the Tattered Lace by itself, it's Shop Tattered, and that's $44.99. So we have, $49.99. But you have that ability to get both in that bundle for $69.99. So I'm going to go through what you're getting on the Tattered Lace one first of all. Then we'll whiz through one of the Cutting Craftoriums that you haven't seen, just so that you can see the amount of detail and files that you're going into.
And can I also say we do have the ScanNCut machine on with the education. And it's shop machine, that's at $4.99, so we've tried to bring you a good price.
Absolutely.
You are, with this one, you're getting 4 complete collections with the instructions. So when we show you them, what we'll do, because there's a couple you haven't seen, but you literally get an index of all the things that you haven't seen before with all of the detail. So we'll come on to those in a moment, but this is what we launched this morning that you didn't see yesterday.
It's phenomenal value for money. So came to me and said, can you choose 4 of the Tattered Lace USBs, which were $79.99 each at launch, especially when we're down to these numbers here right in the beginning. So you're saving a small fortune. But the thing with ScanNCut is you've just seen, you can cut things into your card, you can cut things out of your card, you can resize. All those different things are just fabulous. So you've got all your sentiments, you've got your, if you want to do your journals or make your calendars, you've got the months of the year, you've got all of these fabulous sentiments. That I'm going to cut out a vinyl and put on a wall at home because I think it's a really positive affirmation. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass, it's about learning to dance in the rain. I love that. But if you ever struggle for sentiments, you've got ones that cut into your front of your card. So you cut that into the front of the card, your colour card goes behind it so it pops through and all the little pieces stand up. It's beautiful. Then you've got husband, mother, wife, brother, all of those. These would look fabulous on the front of a box frame with those amazing backgrounds that we know we all make with cadence and inks. That would be fabulous. That's first sheet of number 10. This is the second sheet of number 10.
We can't spend enough time on each file to really give you the value. The fonts that you're seeing here are different to the ones that are in the machines. And we just want to try and, you're only really getting an overview. When you get it, email us. Tell us what you think about it. We're about community.
Absolutely.
If you're watching for the first time, it's fun. It's exciting. we get giddy because we're like you guys, we're crafters.
Crafters, absolutely. Then you've got these. Now, these are absolutely invaluable. Look at these cascading bubbles and butterflies and stars. They could be on your cardstock, but they could be on a scrapbook page because you can cut on a 12 by 12 sheet. You've got all your tags in there. You've got your circles with the little piercing holes in there. You've got all of these around here. You've got your half sizes, so you can overlap them and do headers and toppers. You've got all your label shapes. These panels are absolutely invaluable because it's a stencil or a mask or a cutting file or a drawing file or a foiling file or an embossing file. You know, it just expands your creativity and opens up this whole new universe of amazing opportunities.
So I have a question for you, because I was going to ask it and I know we're going to run out of time today, unbelievably.
But we do have 3 hours on Tuesday.
We do,
So we have destination hours every Tuesday now at 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. on ScanNCut. So there's 2 hours. On Tuesday coming up, we've got 6 o'clock as well. And we're going to be focusing on this. So you'll get lots more education, but get it in your basket, check it out, then you can craft along.
So these patterns, can I put all of these patterns in all of these shapes?
Yes.
Right, okay, that's it. That's just another whole...
In Canvas Workspace.
Yes, that's
so I
a
can show
whole
you how
other
to do
thing.
that after. So you've got all of these. You've got your fabulous chains, nested chains. I mean, this is just ridiculous value for money. It's crazy. Somebody has said this to me, like, 6 years ago. Would you like all that lot for $49.99? I'd be like, absolutely. So you've got your tuck-ins here. You've got your torn edges. You've got borders, your pearl borders in there. You've got your pearl circles in there. You've got your tatty edges in here. You've got your swirl edge rectangles and squares and ovals and circles. These, I love them, these tuck-ins, because you can remove the outside edge and cut it into your cardstock as well.
And can I tell you that when we launched those, they cost the same as, they cost more than this did.
Yeah, absolutely.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I think is really important is when you resize these, we've given you different sizes, because when you resize them and you've got different numbers of loops in each of the circles, you get different effects. Don't look at it and think, well, why have I got those? Because I can resize it. There's always a reason. And we debate every reason to within an inch of its life, don't we?
Absolutely. So, and then another reason is, so if you wanted to do an offset line, like we've just done, and create a matte layer for that one, you've got a smaller size so that the matte layers don't lose the integrity as you get them bigger. Then you can use the next size up if you want a bigger one, and the next size up if you want bigger. So we've put them in so that when you start to go bigger with those designs, it doesn't become distorted. So that scallop stays as a scallop. It doesn't then start to become almost like just a wavy line. So there's always a reason why we do it. You've got all your spiral flowers on there. I mean, I paid $18.99 for each one of those as a die. Right?
I remember.
I paid more than that. I paid more for those 3 than I am for the whole lot. Then you've got your dad, mum, happy birthday, brother, best wishes on your special day, thinking of you. Oh, our Becky will be getting ready now.
Oh, I know. She's
so
getting married
She's
today.
getting married today. And you've got your alphabets in here with your numbers. You've got your flourishes. Then you've got more sentiments in here. You've got these that cut in, they're just amazing. All the value that you're getting in here is just ridiculous. And then you come on to the luxurious lace. Somebody said to you, tattered lace, this is what you would think of. Doilies in all those different sizes, layers of lace, mini doilies, make your own florals, corners that you can manipulate, pockets that you can manipulate, headers for your cards, pieces that you can cut out and put on a piece of white card, run it through your die cutting machine so it flattens it, and then it looks like an embossed piece of card.
Oh, just amazing.
So many different opportunities that you've got when you decide today to spend $49.99 on this for full USBs content from Tattered Lace, from the digital archive. Absolute phenomenal value for money.
And so shop Tattered, $49.99. And the thing about that, remember, is if you bought this collection yesterday, you will have a code. Use your code, and that becomes £20.
Absolutely.
And you can get the whole lot, the whole bundle, shop bundle for $69.99. Right, I've got a couple of questions.
Good.
So, can you draw the tattered lace with the pen on the ScanNCut as well?
Absolutely.
Do you know what, guys? You can't. There's nothing you can ask me that I can't ask Mel. I don't have to look at it and go, "Can I ask that?" Because
Dean used to call me his yes girl.
yes, 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 yes.
They were
Right.
teasing, I said no,
Could
but
you
yes, yes,
cut
yes.
the cascading butterflies into mylar to create a stencil?
Absolutely.
Debbie, right, my ScanNCut is coming back out today. She's inspired. That's Mel's happy dance.
Yes, Debbie.
I can see the top of Blackpool Tower from my bedroom. She needs to order some tape. That's from
Right,
Jack.
that's a lot of tape.
It is.
It's 1.5 Blackpool Towers.
Oh my goodness.
Or half of one side of a pyramid in Egypt. That's how much tape
Wow.
you get. I know, right?
Wow. Do
Katie's
you know,
shaking
guys,
your head. I know, Adam.
No,
Go on.
which pyramid?
The pyramids in Egypt.
They're different sizes, some of them.
Oh, the
Well,
biggest.
pedantic. 756 foot, Katie. That's a lot of tape.
Okay, so
Pyramid later.
Yeah, we'll
We'll
talk
work
about
that
this
out.
pyramid later on.
Katie's into detail.
Katie loves detail.
And especially history and politics. So a couple of other things you should, and food. You should hear some of the conversations we have. We do tell you a lot of them. So another question for you. So can the tattered lace designs be embossed and or foiled too?
Absolutely. Because it's just, it's line. So it's lines, it's artwork, it's shapes. So it can draw them, foil them, emboss them, do all those amazing things that we do.
And we've also got some new vellum, which
We
gosh,
have.
I am every minute I'm awake. I am trying to find you new product from the minute I wake up to the minute I go to sleep, and I am literally sat trawling all the old contacts from the last 30 odd years. I rang somebody last week, beginning of the week. And I said, oh, hi, is this, not that Terry, a different Terry, is this Terry? He's like, yeah. It's like, oh, great. It's Stephanie Wakeman. Oh, how are you? I haven't heard from you for years. I was like, no, I know. I'm really excited to talk to you. He said, and I said, do you still sell? And he said, Stephanie, I retired 8 years ago.
Oh, that's rude.
He said, but I can tell you who does.
Oh, brilliant.
So that is how we're bringing you deals. We are literally, and sometimes when you bring a product into the craft industry, the price gets elevated a little bit because crafters just need stuff. So we're going outside the craft industry for some things. You'll see some of it on here. And
Next hour.
in the next hour.
Storage in the next
hour. And the prices, honestly, we can get you really, really, really good prices. And because we're buying in quantity, you can actually, then we can pass on those deals. So we haven't got somebody else taking a chunk of the margin. We're able to pass it on. We've got our club. We've got so many reasons why live shopping and Highlight Crafts are the perfect partnership.
Absolutely.
Right, let's talk about this and then we've got to do this bit.
We've got to remind you about these giveaways, please. So all you're going to do is type win into the comments and we will send you out these 2 projects that I did from the spring Cutting Craftorium you download yesterday. So you'll get those 2 in your post.
Right,
Happy
I'm
post.
going to let's do this. Everybody's asking to see the dies.
Oh, well, let's do the dies.
Should we just
We've gone through this and we've got 3 hours of this on Tuesday, don't forget. And these
Well,
dies
can we
are
just
ridiculous.
flick through them?
We can, yeah.
Because there's loads of people that haven't seen them. So spring, if you want spring.
Well, if you want, no, let me show you tea and cakes on the boards. Yeah, this is spring. So all your pictures that Stephanie's flicking through, you're going to get all of those projects as SVG files, so scalable. And
with
all
instructions.
those, the instructions, pictures and words, love pictures and words. And you're going to get that one. You're going to get Just Be Mine, which is all about romance. And there's a box frame on that one, an exploding box, a mobile. Look at all the spiral hearts, the 3D hearts. You've got a shaker card, all sorts of different fabulous projects in there. Then you've got Sunshine Days, which gives you some of them in grey board. So you've got it's just loads. I think there's at least 30 projects on each one. And then when you go into the gift boxes, there's loads of gift boxes. You get everything that you need. You're also going to get lots of backing papers across the 4 of the categories there as well. I mean, how fabulous are these? David was absolutely, I need to make that, and for my garden. You've got Steve the Flamingo. I mean, who doesn't need Steve the Flamingo on the wall? David's like, I'm definitely making that.
Right, and then this
one is tea and cakes. So these are the projects that are inside your instructions that you're going to get. And I've just literally cut the pictures out and stuck them on board so you can see the quantity and the quality of the designs and the files that you will be getting. And this would have been $49.99. You're getting all 4 today as $49.99. No postage and no waiting, because it's an instant digital download, which is just phenomenal value for money. I can't tell you, honestly. There's days when I work here that I wish I was sat in where you were, because you're getting amazing deals.
Right, so we're now going to show you our world of endearment. So I'll do this quickly.
Do these? I'm going to go and set up Canvas.
Yeah,
Workspace.
and then can you do the card for us?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm not in your way.
Yep.
Right, so we've got best wishes. We've got happy birthday or birthday. You're also going to get love and thank you. The code is ShopWorld, $14.99 for all 4 of them. ShopWord. Thank you, Diane. ShopWord, you can tell I'm not the one with the detail. I just like deals. ShopWord, $14.99, $44.97 is your saving. Right, this one is ShopKind. So you are getting 2 of a kind, and then you've got these. I absolutely love them. And these are your tuck-ins and your borders. You're going to get all 3 of those. ShopKind, $9.99. This one is Shop Floral, and you're going to get 1 die, but 23 die cuts for all your petals. Plus, you're also going to get your leaves and your foliage. $7.99 for all 3. Shop Floral, $7.99 for all 3. You're saving $21.98. And then these ones. Now, these, you need to get your vellums with these, because these will actually cut and emboss. In fact, I need to show you one, because you're going to get this. This is one of my favourite things. So they cut and emboss, and they don't just cut. Everywhere you see a white line, it's a cut. It's a die cut. So you can see how you could get, you're getting 3 different sizes of flowers on that one. You're getting 3 different shapes and sizes on this one. The same on that one. And then this is what they look like. So when you open these up, inside, you've got the flat area that gives you like almost like a parchment embossing. And then you've got the outline dies, so you can use them with or without the outlines. This one is Shop Tint, and it's $14.99 for all of those. When these have gone, they've gone. This stock is all we've got. We won't repeat these designs. But if you then get an ink pad and ink this die before you put it on the cardstock and you get the texture, you are going to get, it's going to ink, cut and emboss all in one go. So that's that. Then for those of you that don't have our tape, first of all, this is our double-sided tape. You can get 1 reel, well 3 reels, the 1 inch, the 1/2 inch and the 1/4 inch. You can get those 3 for $9.99. But why would you do that when for £3 more you'll get another 3, and then just because we love you we'll give you those, and that makes that whole bundle $12.99. There are 28 meters on each one. It is repositionable, but it is still super strong. And just to show you how strong it is, I'm just going to, and it doesn't stick to itself either, that's the other bit. I'm going to pop this in here and just get the edge of it, get that. Oh, I had a right problem with nails this morning. They're not even a set.
They're not. I noticed that before.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. I was like, Stephanie, you've got lots of different nails on one.
I couldn't find a set.
I have to say, I'm not surprised though.
Just see the state of my office. It looks like a warehouse.
It does.
Look, if this is strong enough. So it's super strong, but it's also, you can actually get it off if you get it in the wrong place. So that's why you need it. Shop tape, $12.99. Get it while we've got it, because it's amazing. We're just going to talk to you about this bundle. Now, We got a deal on this. I'm not sure whether we can repeat exactly the same bundle.
Okay.
We will try. Every box you get will be identical. That we can tell you exactly. But when this batch has gone, I'm not sure what the next batch will be. I'm trying to negotiate because the price is crazy. 4.5 kilos. That is like going to the gym.
Absolutely. So let me talk you through this card because there are a few reasons why you need it. So first of all, it's 4.5 kilograms of A3 plus cardstock. Now what that means is if you're a ScanNCut user and you cut it down to 12 by 12, you get the 12 by 12 piece. You also get that extra strip on the side and you get that little piece that you can use on one of your cards to create line and draw the eye in. So you're getting that 120 times. You've got 6 different types of card in here. But the other thing I love about A3 Plus is you can make an 8 by 8 card blank. And just literally what I do is put it on the edge of score it at 8 inches, fold it in half, trim off the excess, and you've got your 8 by 8 card blanks. But this is a superb quality cardstock. I would say it goes from probably a 200 GSM to a 280 GSM. I've tested every single one on the ScanNCut, they work perfectly. I would say with the mottly ones, just because it's got a texture to it, make sure that your mat is a little bit stickier than you would normally have it just for cutting card, but it's brilliant. So you're going to get this lovely mottled, almost like a very gentle ivory colour. If you do wedding invitations, this is going to be brilliant for you. You then get this lovely soft, almost like a very, very soft blush pink. You know, yesterday it looked a little bit ivory, but actually it looks like a very soft blush pink. And then you also get your off-white. So again, almost like a cream colour, but not yellowy cream, if you like. So you've got those 3 that will work together, but then you've also got your grey tones. So you've got this very soft, warm grey with the mottle in a grey, and Lou Withers described it as Basildon Bond, and she's absolutely right. That quality of that high-end stationery, and then you also get your red, and your red is solid core. So you're getting 20 sheets of each one of these textures. It comes in, look at this. Look at the score on that. That was not done on a scoreboard. That was literally folded in half and then your nail run down the edge. It's absolutely superb. Even that one will hold its own as a card blank if that's what you want. So if you make bigger cards, people are leaving work and you've got a lot of signatures to get on a card, it will hold its form. But it also comes in its own storage box. So it's protected, which is great.
And I worked with this yesterday on my painting show.
did?
I painted on every single one of them. And do you know, the white one with the texture that you think this one actually works like a watercolour card.
Yes, it does. It feels like it too.
Wow, that, because you know how much watercolour card is?
A fortune.
That would cost in its own right probably that amount. We've got 20 sheets, haven't we?
Yep.
I'd say that would be about £30.
Absolutely.
Probably more.
Yep.
So that is just, guys, that is an incredible deal.
Brilliant deal.
Right, we've got about 15 to 20 minutes.
Right.
So
I want to show you how to put the panels, the pattern, into a different shape.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Can I just check all my questions?
You can check questions, yes.
Let's see, you've answered that one. Right, a question.
Go on then.
If you had a word on the tattered lace, so you picked like happy birthday, that's all fancy, and you wanted to stretch it taller, would it still say the same size, or is it gonna stretch it all in one go? Can I get it taller?
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
You want me to do that?
Well, I'm just thinking, if I've got a DL card.
So you know when we did the unlock aspect ratio with the oval, and we separated the height and the width.
Yep.
You'll keep the width the same, and then you'll just stretch it.
Perfect. That was one of my questions. And also, if I've got an image that I like, let's say, for instance, one of them's a candle.
Yes.
Can I make a whole background with the
Absolutely.
candles? Okay, fine. Yeah, I don't mind what we do
Happy?
now then. Thank you.
You happy now?
Yes. Oh, and don't forget to type win for our giveaway. Just type the word win and somebody's going to win that. And guys, Saturdays are about education, fun and deals. This is what it's about. And just very, very quickly before we go to Mel, At the beginning, when we launched our highlight shopping, and we now have liveshopping.com, and we're going to be able to put lots of other brands on there for you, which is super exciting. And we had to do that because our website doesn't work for that. Our website was designed differently. So what we've done now, if you're a member of Highlight Crafts, in your members area, you get special deals. We can give you bigger discounts on some items. But the other thing is, we are going to support the craft store. Dan, lovely Dan Bancroft, supported us at the beginning. He's now got his thing, and we're going to sort that. And so on Monday at 3, we're going to be on the craft store.
Yeah.
We're also, at the end of the month, going to Sandown.
We are.
So Mel and I are going to be there.
Yep.
So don't miss out on that. And then we'll give you updates on all the other places we're going, because we're literally going on the road in March.
We are.
So as well as doing this, as well as Academy, as well as festivals, we're a little bit busy. I'm going to let you show us, because I'm going to watch on the big screen.
Lovely. So I've brought on one of the patterns from one of the digital downloads, which is your diamonds, and you'll see that it starts quite small, quite big in the middle, and then it fades out as it gets to the top, so they get smaller. So what I need to do to be able to put that pattern in a different shape, I need to do in Canvas Workspace. Now there's 2 versions of Canvas Workspace. I would highly recommend that you use the one that you don't download to learn, because you use it in the web app, and they're both free, and you don't download it. So just search Canvas Workspace web app version and put it on your tablet, your Android and iOS, tablet, PC, wherever you want to do it. And the reason I would say that, and try and use it on a laptop if you can, is when you hover over an icon, it tells you what it is. So you're not having to relearn all of that. Also, a lot of the icons that you find in your ScanNCut machine, you will also find in Canvas Workspace, which is super cool. So to save that, because this machine is connected to my laptop, hopefully, I'm going to save it into the cloud. It says it's a grouped image, but I'm not worried about that. And then it says the save is successful. So let's see if it is, or whether we need to import it off the USB. You never know. So we're going to refresh. When you've opened Canvas Workspace, they're giggling at me. The 2 of them are like looking at me.
No, we're not giggling at you. Oh. I've tried really hard this hour not to interrupt and not to do stuff, but I have to tell you this, because who says that love isn't dead? Valentine's Day. So, Katie, I need to tell everybody this. So, I mean, I got a Valentine's card. I don't know how Carl snuck it into my bag. He didn't. I didn't have time. You didn't, did you?
No, Mick messaged me, happy Valentine's Day, love. First time in 29 years. And I went, oh.
Diane, did you get cards and flowers? No. Katie? No. No. So we didn't, but Stephanie Best did. She got home last night and there was a present. She says, oh, crikey, because she was here at festival yesterday. She says, I have to share this. It's so funny. When I got home yesterday, I saw a little note on the sofa that said, your Valentine's present. Then she looked under the blankets, and there was I thought I was going to say a pair of sexy knickers or something, a pair of wellies.
Wow.
So with a note, she says, the excuse was that we've got a lot to do in the garden this year.
Wow.
So she got a pair of wellies.
He put both feet in it then, didn't he,
yesterday? They'd got love hearts on them.
I bet you could cadence them though, Stephanie.
Yeah, because Stephanie could definitely cadence them. She says, who says romance is dead? We love your stories. We're full of them. So keep coming. If you're watching us for the first time, if it wasn't for the fact that the education is the most important part of everything, we'd tell you stories for 2 hours.
Yeah, we will tell you some cracking stories.
Okay.
Right, so when you open Canvas Workspace, this is what you'll find on the web app version. So if Canvas is already open when you save a file, you need to refresh. If you haven't opened Canvas Workspace and you save a file, it will be there when you do open it. So all you do is press refresh, and it will bring up that design, okay? Now, as I told you earlier, that the ScanNCut sees that as the rectangle with all those little diamonds sat on top. Now, for different machines, they need a graphic designer to do what they call compounding. And compound makes it see that as one shape. Because if I imported that and it's not compounded into Cricut Design Space, you would have the rectangle there and it would put all the diamonds on the side like that. So we can't sell our files for Cricut because if we do, it takes all the creativity away for the ScanNCut user. So we don't do that. So what we can do in Canvas Workspace is make it see it as one piece by doing something called dividing. And what dividing does in my head, this is how my brain works, right? Katie's going to love this. Divide begins with D and digital punch begins with D. So I know that divide is like a digital punch that comes down and it punches all those diamonds through that piece, through that rectangle. Diane's looking at me like I've got two heads. She's staring in space like, what? That's the only way my brain works because I don't have pictures and I don't have colour, so I have to make up little things. So if I go to edit now and I go down to process overlap at the bottom and I click divide, can you see how it's come up with the word divide? And I click that, it's going to punch those diamonds through that rectangle and it's going to come up and it's working. Can you see how it suddenly went darker? Watch. So that's your die, and that's all the waste that's left behind. So it punches the diamonds through. That's what compounding does. Do you get it now?
That's
right?
confetti.
So
for
now
cards.
I can take this bit, and if I just want a row of diamonds, I can get rid of all those to there. And then I can come up from the bottom and I can get rid of all of those. And now I can just have a diamond border like that. So if we'd already compounded them before we sold you the files, you wouldn't be able to do that, and that's not fair. So what we're going to do now is put those diamonds into a shape, okay? Now you can weld a shape on top of this now because you're welding one shape on top of one shape because now it sees it the way that we see it. But if we use our back arrow here, and we go into the basic shapes and let's choose, I don't know, let's do an octagon, shall we? So let's scroll down till we get to the octagon and I can bring this on here. So I've got my shape. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger because I can. I'm going to duplicate it so that I've got two of them. So go to edit, cut, copy and paste. At the end is duplicate. Okay, so I've got two of the same shape. I'm going to move that one over there and we're going to use that later on. So the first thing I'm going to do is drag, so left click and drag so it selects both of those shapes, and we're going to go to edit again because we're changing it, and your alignment function, you know the one I showed you earlier, will align it centrally vertically, back to edit and centrally horizontally. So I know now that that shape is directly in the middle. Now the key thing is you've got to send that shape to the back because we're not punching the shape through the diamonds, we're punching the diamonds through the shape. So your diamonds become your punch or your die and your octagon becomes your cardstock. So to do that, we go to edit and we go to order, you know, like on Micro Studio, and we send it to the back, okay? So it's then behind that shape. We then grab both of them like this. We go back to edit and back to process overlap and we remove overlap. And what that's going to do is put those diamonds into, look at that, Stephanie, into that octagon.
That's
now
what
then,
I wanted to do.
So that will then cut into your cardstock. However, if you want it to cut out of your cardstock, select your second octagon, go to edit, go to your offset function, same symbol as I've shown you on your machine. We'll create a 3mm outward offset line and we will delete the original. We'll press OK and that will then change that. So now I can take those two like that and I can go to edit and I can align those centrally vertically and edit and align that centrally horizontally. And now you've got a piece, if I group that together, that will then cut out of your card.
I realise my mouth's getting...
So all of those labels
wider
that you're
and
getting
wider.
on here, all of these shapes, sorry, all of these shapes in here, you can put any of these patterns in any of those shapes.
Right, we've got a couple more questions and we've got a couple more things that you guys are saying. So, Trudy ordered the Tattered Lace collection. She's already got them on her computer. It's a great way of ordering, super fast. A massive thank you from Pete and Trudy. Thank you, guys. That's fab.
Thank you.
Then also, Natalie said, if you're
Natalie.
new to... Hi, Natalie. If you're new to Tattered Lace, this is a good little tip.
Yep.
There's loads of inspiration on the Tattered Lace website for all the downloads. And just search on the name of each and you'll find them. Guess where she'll be later. Now, we've got a question.
Yep.
Carol has asked, please can you send via the cloud more than one file, or do you have to send them one at a time?
No, you can fill your mat. Fill your
Okay.
mat with them and send them all at once. Absolutely.
Wow. Right. And Carol's expecting a paper box today. She's actually let her every guy know because he's not very big.
Yeah, it's a heavy one. It's
It's
4.5
big.
kilos. It's 4 bags of sugar, but an A3 plus, and it's brilliant.
Right,
We need to do our giveaway.
we do.
I
So-
can't believe where that 2 hours has gone. I'm up next with you in the other studio with some fabulous storage deals.
Oh gosh, I've already
They're
got some of it.
amazing.
I got some of it on my desk. Right.
Miriam Palk has won. Well done, Miriam. So we will send these out to you when our team are back in on Monday, which is just fabulous. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I've loved this.
I know. I just do. I said to Dan we should do a day of ScanNCut, but you'd have no voice.
I know I wouldn't.
But
I'll do it.
I just
Absolutely.
also owe somebody an apology because I still haven't sent my little shopper bag out because I couldn't find it, and I think I've just spied it.
Oh, perfect.
So that solved that problem, and I've looked everywhere this week. I'm thinking,
right there.
wow. Okay, everyone, a massive thank you. We are going to be back literally in a couple of minutes.
Yep.
I'm going to the academy to teach.
You are. I'm going to do stories with you, so stay with me and keep me company. We'll have a question. What's your favourite breakfast on a weekend?
Oh, weekends.
That's what I'd like
Well,
to know.
the other thing is a nice cheese and onion omelette, I think.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's a nice one.
I like, this is quite extravagant, but I like scrambled eggs with smoked salmon in.
Yes, you do, don't you? We are going in, everybody. See you later. Bye.
Bye.